Oke guys, welcome back to the Off the Shoe with Only Runs Podcast. Jadi kita kedatangan tamu spesial hari ini.
Sangat spesial sekali.
Iya, dokter dari segala dokter yang ada di
Melbourne.
Melbourne ya. Jadi kita sambut aja langsung Andrew Yoko. Halo Andrew.
Halo.
Boleh perkenalkan dirinya dulu sebagai dokter apa nih di Melbourne nih?
My name is Andrew. I'm a podiatrist here in Melbourne.
Oke, podiatrist ya. Jadi podiatrist ini tuh apa sih sebenarnya? Kayak tukang pijit profesional kan?
We get pretty offended when we go there to visit. Well, we deal with lower limb extremities, so kayak injuries, your muscle sprains, juga also skin issues like corns, callus, diabetes.
Oke.
Tapi biasanya tuh orang-orang tuh suka bingung ya, apa bedanya physio sama podiatris itu?
Oh iya, itu
Jadi
bedanya
coba
apa?
boleh dijelaskan ya?
Iya.
Physio itu they work on most of the time mainly muscles gitu.
Iya.
Whereas podiatrists we work on the skin, the bones, your vascular, also your muscle. Tapi we mainly work on most of the time what I do it's only ankles below. Yeah, kayak 70% ankles below gitu. Sometimes 30% the knee. Tapi yeah, it's like think of it as we work from bottom up. Tapi physios work from top down. Iya.
Oh, keren juga ya.
Gitu
Kayak
ya,
ada
ternyata.
spesifikasinya gitu ya.
Iya, iya.
Oh, keren.
Biasa kita suka kebalik-balik gitu ya. Kayak,
Makanya berarti kalau podiatris ini top 3 penyakit kaki itu apa ya biasanya?
Top 3 penyakit kaki kalau for runners you mean atau
Ya, for
general?
runners.
Only for runners, I would say very common one. Almost everybody would get runner's knee,
Runners knee.
patella femoral
Yeah.
pain. Second one would be shin splints, and then lastly it would be plantar fasciitis. Very
Oh.
common. Yeah.
Kalau misalnya nih contoh nih, kan saya pernah kena shin splint nih. Itu recovery-nya harus ngapain?
Oh. Kalau shin splints, if you got it very recently, within the first 3 days,
Ya,
recovery would include you icing it as much as you can.
icing.
Icing banyak, and of course the next few days you don't exercise.
Oh. But if I drink a lot of matcha, ice matcha is good or not?
Ice matcha? Hubungan apa?
So the blood is ice every day.
Oh, enggak. It doesn't work like that.
That doesn't look like that ya.
Yeah.
tapi kalau yourself pernah ada injury apa nih kalau running related?
I've almost had almost all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I've had before plantar fasciitis. I had knee pain when I did my first 20 km.
Ya.
Yeah, because body's not used to it kan. And then right now I'm having shin splints.
Oh, wow.
Jadi I haven't been running as much.
Tapi mungkin orang-orang pada nggak ngerti plantar fasciitis itu apa?
Plantar fasciitis itu, well, if you hear when people say ada heel pain itu, which is probably plantar fasciitis, it's a muscle underneath that goes up throughout the bottom of your feet only.
Oh,
Iya, kalau overstretch jadi thicken up, jadi sakit.
oh, keren.
Dan biasa kita dengar itu kayak plantar fasciitis itu it happens di in old people ya. Tapi is it true atau happens in all ages itu dari people in our age itu, young adults, even teens itu?
I think it goes, it's a very wide range. I think from about 8 years old to as
8
old.
years?
Yeah, 8 years old sampai 50, 60 gitu. Iya juga, it happens.
Terus cara mencegahnya itu gimana biar nggak terkena penyakit itu?
If you know you've got flat feet,
Ya.
a good idea is to wear proper shoes firstly. Secondly, you can get an insole to push your feet up to a neutral position. Jadi, most of the time you get pain is because their ankles are rolling inwards. Jadi it's pulling against the muscle. Jadi if you wear a proper shoe, gives you support. Jadi also with the insole, it push it up to become a normal stance.
Jadi rekomendasi sepatu buat pelari yang kakinya bengkok itu gimana?
Kalau sepatu, it won't change much sih.
Oh, change
Yeah, won't change much. Tapi there are some shoes that are more catered towards people with overpronation.
Oke.
Kayak brands like Asics.
Ya.
Brands
What type especially kayak Gel Kayano, Gel Nimbus.
They're all pretty good. Tapi Kayano,
Yeah.
well, shoes you've got what you call stability shoes,
Yeah.
sama neutral shoes. Neutral shoes meaning the medial side, the tengah sama outside, they're pretty much the same. Tapi kalau Kayano, it's what they call stability shoes. Tengahnya, it's a bit more firm, jadi you won't pronate as much. Tapi shoes like brands like Adidas gitu, it doesn't accommodate to people who overprone it a lot. Jadi if you paksa mau wear those kind of shoes, you're gonna get injured 100%.
Wah.
Yeah.
Berarti buat sepatu-sepatu yang cepet gitu kayak yang ada carbon plate-nya itu nggak cocok buat orang yang flat footed dong ya?
Yeah, see, I would say it's generally not as great, and you need to be at a certain capability to be able to wear carbon plate juga. Because if say you're a new runner, you're just following the trend because people think that wearing carbon plate makes you fast gitu. It's definitely not true. You'll actually do the opposite. You usually get injuries more easily when you wear a carbon plate and you cannot utilize it well. Yeah, because you need to build your muscles first, train them up, load your muscles up with a lot of training, and then when they're ready, then you wear carbon plate shoes.
Betul banget.
Terus jadi kapan misalnya Ai nih lagi lari cedera, kapan Ai harus bilang kayak yaudahlah kayaknya Ai butuh ke podiatris?
From the people that I see, usually they are too late already when they come and see me, because whenever you get injury, it comes in 3 stages. Firstly, it's acute. Acute would be first 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So that is when all the blood flow will go to the area. You will just swollen.
Yeah.
And then that the acute phase, the first 4 days, you want to ice it as much as possible. After icing it and everything, after 4 days, still masih sakit gitu, or you find no improvement, that is when it becomes subacute. Subacute is a week to 2 weeks. It's your body still trying to heal it, tapi it takes a longer time gitu. During then, you can already consider seeing a podiatrist. Tapi if you find that, this is my first time happening, biasa, if I get an injury juga, it will heal up. You can hold it off. But say after 3 weeks or so, injury masih di situ, it's still really bad. Then yes, I recommend see a podiatrist. It becomes a chronic injury. Chronic injury meaning that your body tries to heal that place up, tapi it cannot. Jadi it's always there.
Tapi kenapa harus pakai es? Kayak orang Indo kan namanya diurut gitu, pakai minyak balsam gitu kan?
Yeah, well that is where kayak Indo atau Chinese medicine they clash with Western. Because how we think that when we get injury, kenapa urut? Karena you want to get more blood flow to the area to heal, which is good. Tapi your body is a smart, machine. It already sends a lot of blood. Udah, your feet is already swollen, which means that your body is actively sending blood there. Why we ice it is because sometimes it's too much, the swelling. Jadi when you were to do anything, jadi sakit because all that pressure, it is very painful. So for example, it's like when we talk about plantar fasciitis, your muscle gets thickened up, and people usually experience pain first thing in the morning when you first step off the ground. It's because it's so swollen, and then when you first step, it's your whole body weight pushing on that muscle, and all the fluid shoots back to your body. That's why you sakit banget gitu. Yeah, jadi if you ice it, you're actually constricting the blood vessel. Jadi it won't send so much blood in there. Yeah.
Nah, terus on that note itu, kalau kita ngomongin tentang icing it, kita juga often listen to people saying, kita mesti pakai heat. Kalau pakai heat pack itu kapan gitu?
Heat pack is good to relax the muscle. Jadi if you've got cramps, heat pack is a good way to go. Not icing it. Think of it as icing is you want to stop the swelling, tapi heat is you want to relax the muscle.
Berarti kayak misalnya lari maraton nih, bawa yang the ice spray.
Yeah.
Itu ngaruh nggak sih?
The ice spray is usually just to refresh the feet.
Refresh the feet.
Because when you talk about icing an injury, you beneran mau put ice cubes in a plastic bag and just ice it as much. Kalau those spray, it's usually about 7 to 14 degrees only, not very high. You want to really.
Tapi ngaruh nggak sih pakai semprot-semprot gitu?
Okay sih.
Okay, soalnya pas ice ini nih kan, sebelum masuk kilometer 30 tuh ada strain khusus. Jadi berarti semprot aja. Terus ya udah aja semprot aja lah.
Yeah, I think it's the same effect as kayak you up your eye, you pour yourself. Kayak the placebo lah, kan you spray you kira bisa sembuh. Yeah, if it works.
Atau itu kayak masuk kayak dalam ini kayak bawa sadar gitu ya. Ini sugesti ya.
Ya memang adanya itu, ada placebo-nya.
Tapi pas lu spray itu efek gitu, jadi nggak pegel.
Ada nggak?
Bukan nggak pegel sih, kayak apa kayak udah semua juga artis.
Enggak, tapi lu salah, tadi kan dibilangin kalau krem itu pakai heat pack.
Oh, heat
Berarti
pack.
spraynya lu mesti yang panas.
Harusnya bawa balsam aja gitu. Camplang aja gitu loh. Buset.
Tapi ngomongin balsam itu kayak ini gue penasaran aja sih, kayak physio cream, things like physio cream counter pain itu is it actually effective to heal kayak apa ya? Things like misalkan shin pain itu atau muscle ache.
Atau kayak sebelum lari pakai itu bagus gak sih?
Sebelum lari pakai itu, if you have no pain,
Yeah.
you don't have to use it, of course. Tapi I would say use it after you lari.
After
Because
lari.
after you lari is where your muscles are very tight. Itu all those ingredients, like physio cream, counter pain, they have what you call analgesic effect. Jadi it helps with anti-inflammatory. It helps with reducing your swelling.
So it's not just a placebo effect. It actually
helps.
works.
It actually helps. Yeah.
Iya.
Terus katanya kalau plantar fasciitis itu gara-gara sepatunya salah nih. Bukan formnya yang salah larinya. Bener nggak ya?
Ada sepatu plays a big part. So sepatunya with plantar fasciitis, if people belakangnya very soft, if falls, it's not supporting the heel properly.
Oke.
Jadi kalau the heel-nya berepotan, rolls everywhere, yes, you will pretty much get heel pain. Also, a big factor that affects people who get plantar fasciitis is because they got flat feet.
Yeah.
Flat feet is not something you can change to. Flat feet is some people just get it. So, fun fact is that everyone is born with a flat feet. If you see any baby out there, you look at their feet, it's flat. Only after puberty is when you know mereka ada flat feet atau ada arch.
Oh, berarti kalau gitu punya anak dari kecil kakinya udah diginin dulu.
Iya.
Ya kan?
Boleh kan? Tapi kalau dua-duanya the parents flat feet,
Ya.
anaknya both slightly flat sih.
Mungkin dari kecil kan kayak udah dipakai sepatunya udah ada ini.
Udah ada arch gitu.
Ada supportnya, jadi kayak pas gede kan kebentuk gitu ya.
Well, try not to interfere much
Okay.
when you're growing. Yeah.
Jadi tuh kayak pas bayi lahir itu udah flat, tapi pas mereka develop gitu, tiba-tiba kalau misalnya mereka jadi nggak flat fit itu kakinya nge-arch sendiri gitu jadi.
Yes, like the midfoot, the muscles will tighten up, the bone structure juga bisa. Jadi you will see when they put on the floor, agak okay gitu agak.
Tapi tau gak sih kenapa orang Indonesia flat fit? Tau gak kenapa?
Kenapa
Nah.
tuh?
Soalnya mereka tuh pakai sandal. Jadi kakinya ngelebar gak sih? Sedangkan bule-bule itu rata-rata pakai sepatu tiap hari kemana-mana. Ya.
I don't know if it's generational, maybe.
Mungkin gak sih kayak orang Indo swallow ya kan, mana swallow, flip flop.
Sudah jepit gitu.
Nah, jepit ya kan.
Betul.
Makanya kayak jadi flat gak sih? Gara-gara kebanyakan pakai sandal.
Indo banyak actually banyak flat feet. Indo sama Vietnamese biasa.
Oh iya.
Iya, biasa pakai slippers maybe.
Ya gara-gara pakai itu sih.
Could have a contribution.
Berarti banyak kan orang-orang Asia gitu ya.
Asia sih, iya. Probably not so much.
Berarti masalah nih, ada masalahnya kayak contohnya orang punya flat feet. Kan kalau ada zero Evo SL itu belakangnya tuh kan nggak stabil kan ya? Ya kan? Jadi kayak orang tuh kalau pakai jalan kan nggak enak. Cuman kalau udah pakai lari tuh enak. Itu gimana?
Well, kalau mereka enak, that's good.
Dia pakai lari, tapi pakai jalan nggak enak. Gimana tuh?
Ya, jangan pakai jalan.
Jadi solusinya bawa apa sandal ganti gitu?
Iya, bawa sandal ganti, iya biasa. Iya.
Oke.
Tapi banyak orang yang nggak cocok gitu Evo SL ya.
Nah, cocoknya kayak gimana tuh?
Kayak flat fit gitu kan, kayak gak enak, gak stabil gitu. Tapi tetap aja gitu pakai.
Karena culture nggak sih?
Iya.
Kayak untuk desain itu bagus.
Iya.
Mereka
Terus
trend.
dari harga yang 240 ya?
240.
Itu tuh setara sama Asics yang 300-an.
Iya.
Ya kayak orang cincai-cincai gitu gak sih? Kayak
Iya.
ya udahlah.
Banyak ya sekarang tapi kayak gitu ya.
Ya banyak
Yang
sih.
di culture daripada kenyamanan.
Iya.
Utamakan gengsi utamakan gengsi daripada fungsi.
Iya. Betul. Terus kalau misalnya kayak penyakit plantar fasciitis itu katanya tuh banyak source-nya itu dari kelemahan otot-otot di tempat lainnya, kayak misalkan kelemahan otot glutes atau kayak hips gitu. Itu betul kan?
Kalau plantar fasciitis lebih banyak the calves, basically your calves, not much on the glutes sih. Jadi a lot of exercises are prescribed to patients with plantar fasciitis do heel raises. It trains your calf because kalau your calf is weak, all the load jadinya is in your plantar fascia, the muscle. Kalau your calf is strong, it will not affect as much. Yeah.
Dan banyak tuh kayak injury pelari-pelari itu kayak ITBS atau shin splint itu. Is it true that mereka tuh datangnya dari muscle weakness gitu? Jadi gara-gara mereka nggak strength training.
Yeah.
Banyak kan dari.
I'm saying 100%. A lot of them are from glutes, some are your quads and your hamstrings. Because firstly, a lot of them don't know the importance of stretching. Like before they run, they don't stretch. After they run, they don't stretch. Jadi it becomes tighter and tighter and tighter. And one day, ada injury gitu. Then they're like, oh, I never had this before. Kenapa now? Because as you run more, you increase more training load. Tapi you don't stretch lah, you don't, do a lot of strength training. You just keep running. It will one day come to you.
Terus cooling down yang bagus itu setelah lari itu gimana?
So before you run, you want to do what they call dynamic stretching. Dynamic is you move to stretch. Tapi after you finish running, you want to do what they call static stretching, which is you just sit there and slowly reach for the position. Kayak normally reach gitu. Tapi if before run, you want to do your dynamic. Kayak ada mobility movement.
Jadi kalau static stretching sebelum lari mending nggak usah gitu. Mending dinamik.
Enggak bagus. Kayak you imagine kayak pakai rubber band.
Yeah.
You taruh inside the freezer, right?
Yeah.
Abis itu you take it out after a day gitu. Kalau you do static stretching, you pull slowly, your rubber band pasti will snap. Kalau if you do dynamic means you do slowly. Jadi you loosen up that muscle, which is it's better.
Jadi dari situ ya dapatnya kayak mendingan dynamic sebelum lari dan static setelah lari.
Dynamic itu meaning itu kayak movement kan,
movement yes.
Fast movement atau kayak maksudnya apa?
Don't it fast tapi kayak you're not reaching to a certain point, but you are just, how do I explain this ya, kayak your stretching is more of back and forth. Jadi you are using you're not going to a certain breaking point, tapi you are basically warming your body up.
Berarti gaya yang kayak pelari culture itu yang gini nggak boleh dong.
Itu considered dynamic.
Karena badannya nggak sih gerak.
Iya kan you're going down.
Berarti bagus ya itu. Gayanya bagus.
Ini bukan buat pamer sepatu kan?
Iya bukan.
Bukan buat pamer sepatu itu.
Bukan.
Kira kayak bisa juga. Sepatu di bos gini.
Tapi kalau lu rutinitas stretchingnya apa?
Ngikutin dia sih.
Iya biasa.
Sebenernya nggak tahu stretchingnya gimana. Awal-awal nggak merasa aja kayak lari, langsung lari aja. Terus kayak stretching, larinya kok nggak sakit gitu.
Jadi panas kan badannya gitu.
Kayak enteng jadinya. Kayak seru juga.
Iya, tapi I heard juga ya kayak nowadays itu banyak orang yang bilang tuh apa ya, stretchingnya mereka panggilnya dynamic tapi lebih kayak kalau sprinter gitu mereka do kayak A skip gitu atau B skip gitu yang kayak
ABC drill.
Iya, ABC drill, high knees itu juga termasuk dynamic ya.
Itu termasuk dynamic ya. Dynamic means you reach a certain breaking point tapi you go back again very quickly. Jadi kayak reach quickly. Tapi kalau static means you reach there
slowly ya.
Stay there gitu. Iya, kayak your max goal lah gitu. You bisa how far can you stretch, you stay there.
Keren.
Jadi yang kayak biasa kita kayak gini buat hamstring gitu.
Correct.
Iya, betul.
Terus kalau plantar fasciitis katanya mitos nih ya katanya. Beneran apa mitos nih? Fakta tuh mitos nih kayak dia pakai bola tenis diinjek. Itu fakta atau mitos?
Ada faktanya sih.
Oh, ya?
Well, you put tennis ball atau sparky ball itu, it stretches out the plantar fascia itself.
Oke.
Tapi cuma situ aja. Like it doesn't stretch your calf, it doesn't stretch your hamstring. There are so many other exercises that you can do to help with your plantar fascia.
Jadi ngomongin dari tadi kita ngomongin cedera nih. Kalau itu udah pernah cedera apa nih?
Shin splint dong sih, tapi itu malesin sih.
Sampai sekarang masih ada tuh mas?
Udah nggak ada sih, cuman kayak pas kemarin lari kan, itu kayak rasanya kayak sakit banget bagian sini kayak mau lari aja kayak apa ya, berat aja gitu loh.
Sakit ya kalau
ya, kayak pas tangan gitu sakit aja. Iya. Tapi kalau pakai jalan enggak, cuman pakai lari tuh kayak sakit banget gitu. Dia pernah?
Kalau gue sendiri sih ITBS sih.
Apa tuh ITBS?
Itu apa ya namanya?
Apa tuh ITBS?
Iliotibial band syndrome.
Iya.
Itu apa?
Itu sampingnya too tight.
Iya.
Jadi your knee yang outside itu sakit kan? Ya.
Iya. Tapi itu annoying sih, kayak lama banget ya tuh, kayak berbulan-bulan ada
Sudah sampai
iya,
berbulan.
sudah solusinya kayak cuman foam rolling.
Menurut bener nggak?
Is it because your glutes, basically your butt
Iya.
very tight?
Di glutes ini nih, kayak di samping glutesnya gitu, tight banget kan. Dan
Iya.
itu kayak kalau di foam rolling kerasa gitu, kayak
Kerasa.
terus gitu. Iya, gitu. Kita mungkin geser dikit kali ya, dari tadi udah ngomongin tentang
Oke, dari
podiatri.
dari profesional kita ke personal.
Iya.
Asik. Jadi Andrew, kapan sih mulai lari itu?
Benar-benar lari,
Ya.
I would say this year is September.
September this year. This year?
This year, yeah.
Oh ya?
This year serious. Before that, ya cuma for health gitu, I would just run in treadmills.
Oh, jadi baru serius lari itu di bulan September ini.
Yeah.
Terus apa alasan lo mulai serius gitu? What's the reason gitu?
What's the reason ya?
Kenapa sih pengen lari?
Iya.
Okay.
Pengen
Kan
lari
kata-
serius gitu.
Katanya ada orang kayak ayo lari juga, gak tau kenapa gara-gara ayo lari kayak ya udahlah daftar aja gitu.
Iya.
Nggak tahu.
Kenapa?
Well, firstly is because I'm a podiatrist. Jadi I've got banyak patients that come in and they're like, oh, my kaki di sini sakit, like plantar fasciitis, spins gitu. I'd be like, oh yeah, do the exercise gitu. Abis itu pulang, I'll see you again. But I don't really understand them.
Ya.
Jadi I thought, oh, maybe I should understand them more. Where is the pain? How they are experiencing all this. Jadi I start running a bit more, not to get the injuries, tapi to understand what my patients are going through. And then I got invited to a run club, and then I thought, oh, it's pretty fun to run with people. Jadi mulai run a bit more, and yeah, here I am.
Berarti apa? Dokter yang merakyat.
Iya.
Dia turun langsung ke lapangan, gimana lihat lari itu gimana? Coba boleh dong spill, nama kliniknya apa dong?
I work in a few clinics, but my main one is called Food Body Soul.
Food Body Soul. Oh, belum
Ntar kita
tahu.
kasih di sini ya.
Ada kode promonya ya?
Di deskripsi.
Bisa
Iya.
30%. Ya,
Nah,
Iya.
itu dia. Langsung aja.
ya bisa.
Interesting banget ya, kayak untuk mengerti pasien ya. Karena kayak kita kalau punya coach gitu, misalkan di gym gitu kan, kayak lu mau punya PT, lu pasti mau punya PT yang at least sudah, maksudnya at least badannya bagus gitu gak sih?
Iya, iya.
Kayak masa PT-nya yang nggak pernah lakuin exercise yang dia suruh lu lakuin gitu
Iya.
juga.
Sama kayak orang mau ke dokter kaki misalnya.
Iya.
Dia pelari, cuman dokternya nggak pernah maraton.
Iya.
Tahu dari mana nih penyakit itu dari maraton katanya kan saya nggak mungkin dong kan. Makanya dia mulai serius di September ini kali ya.
Iya,
Tahu
Keren.
masalahnya nih apa? Oh, orang habis interval nih capek-capek, kok bisa kayak gini ya? Nah, dia tahu sendiri ya.
Tuh.
Salah satu apa role model.
Role model.
Terus kayak lu kerja di klinik nih kan.
Hmm.
Terus gimana sih cara lu ngatur waktu lu kerja sama waktu lu lari?
Oh, ya agak susah sih I would say. Kan biasa 9 to 5 atau apa. I try running in the morning, tapi I'm not really a morning person. Jadi biasa I would run at night gitu. Maybe 8 or 9 o'clock habis kerja. Yeah.
Terus kayak konsistensinya itu berapa kali seminggu gitu?
Well, right now I'm still trying to relax kan masih
Yeah.
ada injury. Tapi ideally maybe 4 to 5 times a week. Yeah.
Banyak juga ya.
Iya. As a dokter banyak juga ya, karena
Iya.
kita ngertinya kan dokter sibuk gitu kan.
Iya. Apalagi ayah yang kerja juga ngerasain kayak cuma bisa lari seminggu sekali bukan 2 kali doang.
Iya.
Tapi katanya dengar-dengar tahun ini itu baru ini ya daftar race katanya.
Nah dia
Kalau nggak salah ya dapat balot Sydney Marathon ya. Itu gimana sih? Kok bisa dapat, ceritain dong gimana?
Yeah, jadi like the run club, a few of us would like book the ballot for Sydney Marathon.
Ya.
Yeah, I was like, okay lah, kan ada goal that I can try to work towards that. Jadi I haven't run any half. The most I ran was a 10K race. I thought, oh, might as well give myself a goal. Then I ballot for Sydney. Then I'm like, kalau nggak dapet juga.
Jadi balotnya iseng doang.
Iseng.
Oh,
Jadi
jadi iseng tapi dapat.
Iya.
Oh,
Tapi
iya.
on that day,
Ya.
kan mereka announce result at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Jadi 2 o'clock at 2:02, 2:04 semua bilang oh successful. Tunggu. Ingat di mana ya? Kenapa nggak datang ya?
Yeah.
Then sampai 2:48, I was doing a patient itu, my watch vibrate gitu.
Yeah.
I lihat notification. Oh, minus $280 apa? Apa sih? Aku tuh nggak beli apa?
Scam.
Kenapa minus 280? Then I can call my banking app. I lihat, oh sih, marathon apa? Oh wait, what?
Gitu ya, kayak option gitu ya. Sekarang
Iya.
harus beneran lari gitu.
Iya, like kan udah banyak dapat gitu juga kan. Oh okay, I guess I'm running.
Tapi lumayan susah sih untuk dapat Sydney. Chance-nya kecil banget.
Nggak tahu sih, sih dia nggak tahu cara balapnya gimana ya.
Iya.
Nggak tahu gimana. Mungkin ya, yang serius lari nggak dapet.
Iya ya.
Yang serius lari nggak dapet.
Iya.
Ayo itu cuma iseng-iseng ya. Udah pernah City kan kayak, apa daftar City lagi? Udah daftar aja deh.
Ya emang pengen lari kan gitu.
Yang pengen lari-lari City malah nggak dapet gitu loh.
Mereka bilang you should maybe try donation, you know.
Oh, iya.
You donate like $20, sama gitu. Iya, aku udah dapet ya.
Cari itu berapa dolar waktu itu?
3.000 deh.
$3.000 cari itu.
Oh, 3.000. Terus katanya jawab-jawab juga di deskripsinya gitu kayak ada ditanyakan, why do you wanna run gitu.
Iya.
Biasa orang kayak tulis satu paragraf gitu kan yang panjang.
Yeah, I actually wrote a story about
Iya,
it.
gitu kan yang inspiring gitu.
Iya.
Lu tulis gak?
Ayo tulis kayak tahun lalu ayo lari tapi di atas 5 jam, tapi tahun ini ayo mau lari 4:30.
Oh, okay.
Terus goalnya apa nih buat race-nya? Ada specific time goal gak nih?
Optimistically, sub 4.
Asik, berarti 3:50.
3:59.
Ya, 3:59 I'm happy.
3:59.
Okay.
But I know it's gonna be a really hard challenge. Yeah, but they say you know you should put a goal yang realistic tapi it's a good
Pushing
goal.
it.
Jadi you know if they say you can't shoot for the moon, you land among the stars.
Iya.
Yeah.
Betul. Tapi masih lama juga sih, masih ada banyak waktu untuk latihannya ya. Masih
Ya, 10 bulan lah.
10 bulan. Nah, pas terus ngomongin tentang latihan nih, ntar jadi training plan-nya gimana nih? Dan kapan mulainya? Kan masih lama nih, atau udah mulai dari sekarang bahkan?
Oh, I still wanna enjoy my run this year. Jadi maybe I'll start next year January. Yeah.
Okay.
Jadi this year masih just run for
Have fun aja.
casual fun to really enjoy the spirit of running.
Iya. Chill dulu lah ya. Karena kalau udah block gitu kayak
Iya.
udah
Like I don't
pusing
wanna
ya.
hate running, you know, and masa lari lagi? Minggu, lari lagi gitu. No, like I want to enjoy.
Tapi emang harus ada kayak gitu sih, kayak pas lagi offload buat race. Jadi kayak trainingnya cuma buat sering training doang. Jadi kayak nggak terlalu lari lagi bosen.
Buat maintain fitness aja nggak sih?
Iya, maintain fitness juga sih.
Sebentar kalau udah mulai blocknya baru kayak yang ngeselinnya itu.
Iya.
Oh, iya.
Tapi kalau ini dia race-nya nggak berhenti nih.
Iya.
Setiap hari tuh race ya.
Ada race ya hari ini.
Everyday PR.
Nah terus training plan-nya bakal gimana nih? Bakal ngikutin training plan atau bakal kayak
Orang pakai coach gitu. Ya.
Sampai banyak kan orang sekarang pakai Rana gitu yang
Ya,
training app kan
yes.
gitu.
I know if I have to try Rana gitu, I probably won't be very hard committed to it. I would say, yeah, from the run club gitu, there are people who usually coach. You know, like you guys sometimes would give me a plan. I would say Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, like 1 day apart. Maybe do like Tuesday interval, Thursday tempo, and then Saturday a fun run, easy run, and then Sunday a long run. That's the plan for now. I think it works very well for a lot of people.
Ya, sound solid sih.
Memang SLR itu kan ya.
Iya.
Sunday lo makan.
Ini kan semua cuma plan. Right?
Asik.
During that day, I don't know.
Harus nge-plan dulu, yang penting ada gambarannya ya.
Iya.
Lari dulu, tapi pasti masih bandel nih, lari terus.
Iya.
Ada nggak?
Ada banyak yang I think yang lebih muda gitu,
Oh, lebih muda.
younger people, they're very reckless kan, their risk appetite gede gitu.
Yeah.
And then they like to follow trends a lot. Jadi say their friends run a 10K, but oh join me gitu. Then they would run 10K with them gitu juga. And then when they get injury, it's very hard to convince them to really wind down. Kayak you have to really accommodate to what they want as well. Kan you're not there to, I'm not there to actually just tell them to do this, do that gitu. You have to work a plan out with them. Jadi say some of them working for marathon, right? say 2 weeks before, mereka got an injury, like a really bad injury. I can't tell them like, oh yeah, since you got a really bad injury, you can't run the marathon. No way, mereka would have worked 1 year for it, kan. Jadi you have to work something out with them. I will tell them probably like last minute, how kayak wear a compression for knee, ice it every day today gitu, and really rest it until the day. But I also do tell them, if anything do happen in the race, I'll be there to fix you up afterwards. But what happens then during that race gitu, if you get any permanent injuries, that is the responsibility you now take up. Because I already told you, there's a possibility you might get a long-term injury, which is very hard to heal. Yeah. And if you still choose to do it, and that's on you. I'm only here to only give you a guidance. Jadi it's more communication.
Tapi kalau kita buat orang-orang kayak kita yang goal oriented banget, susah ya kayak untuk dibilang kayak you cannot run it gitu, atau kayak just do it easy gitu.
Nah itu malah jadi pemicu nggak sih kayak apaan dokter gua bohong banget orang bisa kok.
Nanti gua buktiin gitu.
Buktiin deh nanti. Terus dia datang ke kliniknya. Dokter, see I can do it.
Sakit nggak?
Well, a little bit but it's fine. I can my PB.
Nah terus kayak worst injury yang you ever dealt with apa nih?
Worst injury it's a snap Achilles.
Snap?
Your Achilles heel kan belakang sini kan.
Yeah.
Beneran full fracture.
Terus gimana tuh?
It takes 6 months to heal.
6 months.
Six
Tapi
months.
bisa nunggu lagi.
6 months. Yeah, no, 6 months is where you get back to zero lagi.
Oh,
You
yeah?
start training up again. Because once your Achilles snap, you need reconstruction. So they would have to go to a surgeon to stitch it back.
Oh, surgeon.
And then in the clinic, we usually laser it to make it heal faster. Yeah, because at the back here, you got banyak blood flow.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard for the Achilles to heal. Yeah.
Itu terus injury-nya gara-gara apa tuh kayak? Dia weak atau overtraining atau gimana?
Well, because the back chain is too tight, the hamstrings is too tight, and then it pulls against the bottom of the part, and then it's just one day when she did intervals, more load than usual. She said suddenly like snap, you know, and she's like, oh, she can't walk anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wah.
serem banget ya, serem juga.
Tapi 6 bulan setelah itu bisa jalan apa harus?
You can walk already, I think, after 6. Yeah, but the first 3-4 months you need crutches probably. Yeah, 'cause as soon as you you stitch it back through surgery, you can actually rest after 2 weeks. You can actually walk, okay, but you of course can't do any exercise. Yeah.
Know your limit ya berarti.
Pasti lagi kayak nggak boleh apa redamin bodinya lah.
You need to listen to your body. Your body is very smart. It says pain.
Ya udah gitu. Tapi kan ada bilang kayak mau berlari nggak boleh jalan, nggak boleh berhenti dulu. Itu gimana?
Nah, nggak boleh. No, you have to listen.
Tapi kita kalau latihan juga kan kayak, aduh, penis temporary gitu kan.
Kayak surprise forever.
Biasa kalau
But there's a certain kind of push where you're like, oh, okay, I need to push a bit more than usual today. And there are some which you know that I can't make it. Like I have no training, I go marathon tomorrow. Yeah, pasti injury like that. Yeah. So know your body. Yeah. Know your limit.
Tapi misalnya nih, bodinya udah bilang nggak bisa jalan, nggak bisa kayak, aduh nggak bisa lari lagi. Cuman finishnya tinggal 5 km nih maraton.
Oh, itu push ya.
Maksudnya
Mental sih.
Kalau world major ya.
Rocky World Major ya.
Yeah, 5K won't do you much harm.
Jadi itu push aja tuh. Tapi gue denger ya, sepatu itu katanya Mega Blast tapi di custom. Di custom apa aja nih di custom nih?
Because I quote it a lot, my feet. Jadi, Mega Blast is still the same. I can show you guys. It's still Mega Blast, tapi I just have a custom insole for myself.
Oh ya.
Yeah.
Coba kasih lihat ke kamera, coba lihat, kasih lihat kamera.
Custom insole. Jadi this one is
Soalnya warnanya sama juga tuh, keren.
Keren juga ya.
Oh yeah, I make it sama. Jadi this is actually carbon fiber. So it can withstand your whole weight. So my arch will collapse.
Itu carbon plate berarti.
Belakangnya ada carbon plate-nya tuh, 13-nya.
Iya, aku
Oh,
cuma
iya.
custom
Iya, custom itu.
Itu cuma bawahnya sih. Jadi if you look at the
Coba dari samping gimana?
gitu ada. Iya. Ini I'm actually working on the kayak elevation.
Jadi dia miring gini ya?
Iya.
Itu tapi ngaruh banget.
Hah?
Rasanya ngaruh banget.
Buat aku iya. Kalau I nggak pakai ini, wah sakit
sakit ya.
Oh ya.
Benar sakit. Yeah, so if I wear any shoes, kan biasa your foam insole, you put one finger juga udah.
Ya kayak
Iya.
letoy gitu.
Tapi ini your whole weight up. Yeah. So you put my ankle correct.
Berarti kalau ini ditambah metaskip double carbon.
Double carbon. Tapi kayaknya karbonnya ngelawan gak sih jadinya?
jadi no ya. Efeknya no.
Keren. Tapi ini daging semua sih hari ini, kayak tentang penyakit yang kayak Aing nggak tahu sebelumnya.
Iya.
Terus cara nyembuhinnya gimana, kapan harus datang ke podiatrisnya itu kayak bener-bener kayak
Kayak opening banget ya itu.
iya kayak baru banget ya, insight-nya bagus sih kayak hari ini.
Iya.
Jadi kayak misalnya kalau you lagi lari sakit nih, ya langsung datang ke ahlinya.
Iya,
Yang
langsung
bener-bener
aja.
Albert Park ya kan.
Ya
Iya.
boleh.
Iya.
Yeah.
Coba disebutin lagi kliniknya.
Foot body soul di
Foot
Albert.
body soul.
Yeah. Kalau itu fully book, you can go Coburg Podiatry.
Oh, Coburg.
That's my other.
Jadi you kerja di 2 tempat nih.
Kerja 3 tempat.
3 tempat.
Satu lagi itu it's not for general public because it works with banyak kayak refugees, homeless gitu.
Yeah.
Jadi kalau for general public ya Albert Park.
Keren.
Oke, kita lanjut langsung ke
Ke
games kali.
Games kali, kita main games dulu ya.
Boleh.
Namanya flash question.
Oh,
Asik.
gitu. Oke.
Langsung aja Andre.
Oke, lebih pilih plantar fasciitis atau shin splint?
Kalau orang kena gitu.
Iya, kayak you kena sendiri.
I mau kena which
Iya.
one?
Harus pilih salah satu.
Plantar fasciitis sih.
Kenapa?
Itu masih bisa kalau you find it easy, kalau you find it very early masih bisa heal.
Oh,
Shin splint itu lama gitu.
lama banget ya.
Ya, lama sih.
Terus mendingan lari di treadmill apa lari di luar?
Lari di luar for now. Yeah, like right now. I used to run in treadmill. Pretty boring, you know. Yeah. But right now,
Lari di luar.
Katanya lari di treadmill juga lebih kayak didorong ya kakinya. Jadi
Oh, ya,
kakinya
otomatis ya?
enggak dilatih gitu ya.
iya, very monotonous jadi muscle memory kan. You tutup matanya gitu.
Iya benar sih.
You
Benar
nonton.
sih. Kayaknya Ai sambil main game sih.
Oh, iya.
Iya.
Jadi kayak kalau pilih sepatu nih,
Nah.
shoe drop yang tinggi atau yang rendah?
Yang tinggi sih.
Yang tinggi. Kenapa tuh?
Terus kalau yang tinggi, your feet will be kayak gini kan. Jadi you will be forced to run forward. Your foot shape udah, not your foot shape, your position udah kayak momentum udah ke depan. Kalau agak flat juga the energy return not much.
Oh.
Also it depends on your what kind of runner are you? Are you a heel striker? Jadi you land on the heel or you land on your forefoot gitu. Depends on those. You get if you land on the heels a lot, you get injuries. Banyak juga. So I would say a good heel height helps a lot.
Lebih pilih ice pack atau heat pack?
All different reasons different.
Yeah,
Tapi most of the time which I use is ice pack.
Ice pack.
Habis running, yeah.
Jadi mendingan stretching sebelum lari atau setelah lari?
Dua-duanya harus.
Harus dulu ya.
Harus dua-duanya.
Fix ya.
Iya.
You pilih lari jarak pendek atau lari jarak jauh?
Jarak pendeknya misalkan 5K lawan maraton itu.
5K all out atau full marathon?
Oh, full marathon, nggak full, tapi I want to try the long run.
Long run.
Build volume.
Oke.
Iya.
Mendingan lari sendiri atau lari bareng-bareng?
Bareng-bareng dong.
Jadi bareng-barengnya apa deh? Contohnya?
Kayak with like a run club gitu. So you
Okay.
can be gimana ya? Push one another jadi accountability partner kan.
Oke, join Only Run Clubs setiap hari Sabtu jam 8.30, kontak Anderson.
Yoi.
Oke, mendingan nih kalau orang kena penyakit kaki habis lari, mendingan kayak self remedy dulu atau langsung ke podiatris?
Kalau if it's the first time, you can try to do things yourself. Tapi kalau if it's a recurring injury, I would say just see podiatrist.
Oke. Jadi mendingan sepatunya yang kelihatannya minimalis tapi elegan atau sepatu yang fungsinya cocok sama kaki kita.
Fungsinya cocok.
Fungsinya cocok sama kaki kita.
Harus iya.
Jadi nggak peduli culture pokoknya.
Iya.
Yang penting cocok.
Jadi nggak boleh pelari FOMO ya.
Iya.
Iya,
Nggak boleh.
karena herd mentality.
Oh,
Jangan follow dong.
Tapi kalau ada misalnya nih orang FOMO tapi dia jadi hobi baru nih gimana?
Oh, well if it makes you happy, go for it. Tapi if it brings you banyak injury like lebih banyak cons dari pros, then yeah, you know, change lah.
Kalau lebih banyak pro-nya nggak apa-apa ya.
Fine.
Contohnya ada teman kita yang FOMO Sydney Marathon.
Oh iya.
Dia
yang beli travel. Ya, kan dia dapat major, dapat tournament, wah.
tapi pro-nya banyak dong.
Iya.
Senang
Yang
banget.
cons cuma duit aja. You can always earn your money back, you know.
Iya benar.
Terakhir, lari pagi atau lari malam?
Nah itu.
I lari malam sih.
Lari
Tapi
malam.
it's good to lari pagi.
Tapi kalau winter kayaknya lari malam dingin banget gak sih?
Iya ya.
Oh.
Tapi kalau winter itu pagi sama malam nggak
Oh,
beda.
sama ya.
Bedanya gelap.
Sama ya.
Tapi habis lari udah kan panas.
Iya.
Jadi
Kalau sendiri pagi atau malam nih?
Kalau summer kayak malam.
Malam ya.
Iya kan
Kalau
malam.
winter pagi
Soalnya
ya?
abis ini kita mau lari juga nih.
Oh iya ya langsung ya.
Langsung lari abis ini.
Langsung.
Oke.
Oke.
Oke, thank you so much Andrew
Thank you.
udah datang podcast hari ini, udah sharing insight-nya juga. Jadi buat kalian semua yang mau join Run Club di Melbourne, kita ada namanya Only Run Club.
Link nanti di deskripsi di bawah.
Iya, dan jangan lupa langsung datang juga ke kliniknya di Albert Park pakai kode promo Only Runs. Tidak
Berapa persen off?
30%.
30.
Iya, betul sekali. 30% kan?
30, iya.
Nah, itu dia.
What a good deal nggak sih?
Mana good deal, tapi syaratnya member Only Runs dulu. Oke, thank you semuanya.
Oke,
Jangan lupa
thank
like, comment, dan subscribe di channel ini supaya kita bakalan undang pembicara yang lebih bagus lagi atau yang lebih insightful lagi dari segala macam sepatu, coaching,
Lari,
atau lari
semuanya,
segala macam
pokoknya.
pokoknya. Tinggal komen aja kalau kita mau undang siapa nanti kita undang. Oke? See you
Oke.
guys di next video. Bye bye.